It's never a dull moment when it's time to talk sports on Sahara TV, and it's time to talk sports. This is Sports Update, where you get every necessary information that you need to know and you must know in the world of sports, even the one that happened, that broke over the weekend, and the way it eventually went. But I'm not alone to do justice to some of this information that we are going to talk about in the studio this moment. I have with me in the studio, I call him Honorable, because he's going to explain, coming about that name Honorable. But good to have Olayinka Hakeem, even in the studio of SaharaTv this moment.
Well, it's nice to be down here. This is my first time here. I'm so glad to be here.
Let's start from the hippie here. You have the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea. They played their respective opponents, but were not able to get, that vital result that really mattered when it mattered most. And as it stands now, both of them are out of the top four. Do you think Arsenal and Chelsea could still make the top four spot when it comes to the end of the EPL season this year?
Well, I think it's going to be difficult for both teams to end up in the top four. That's talking about Chelsea and Arsenal. And Wenger this morning said that the top four is totally out of it. Also saying that he hopes to turn around the folds in Arsenal. I think it's going to be difficult for him, for Wenger, not getting results, losing out, against smaller teams. And just this weekend, he lost against Brighton and Hove again by 2-1. It's very, very sad for him. I think he needs that magic to turn around things. For Conte at Chelsea, I think it's difficult for the man, for the Italian. He's doing everything possible to get results, but he's not just coming by. Losing against Man City, I think is a fair result. They lost by a long goal. But if you look at that game, if you really watch that game, you realize that Chelsea didn't do enough to attack. In the first half, they did not have a shot on goal. And that is not Chelsea-like. That is not the way Chelsea plays. Chelsea is an attacking side, but against Man City, they couldn't bring out that prowess, to give results. So I think for the two of them, it's going to be difficult. We might just end up, two of them might just end up being out of the top four.
But looking at Arsenal, lost back-to-back in the Carabao Cup, and even, the last time out, they lost to Man City, and now losing again away to Brighton. What does that portend to a manager as a Wenger? His future with, the Gunners as it stands now. Because when you look at it now, we shouldn't shy away from it now. Arsenal is shaking at the moment. It's like any team that plays Arsenal now wants to beat Arsenal, and that was not the case before. But what has become of Arsenal? Is it the players, or the manager has lost the magic wand, or whatever is happening in Arsenal team now, squad as a whole? What is the major problem with Arsenal? Well,
I don't want to pick out Wenger being the problem of Arsenal for now. I think it's a general problem with Arsenal. I think back then Arsenal did so well, winning the league, got to the Champions League final, even going a season unbeaten. They did the unthinkable back then, but this time around, for some years now, they've not really gotten the acts together. I think it's mainly because things are falling apart for Wenger. I think it's time for Wenger to go.
Time to have Wenger.
Yes, yes. I think they need a new, a bit of fresh air. They need a new manager in charge that will give them that inspiration to do what they used to do in the past. So for Wenger, I think his time is up at Arsenal. I think his time is up. Definitely, his time is up. But I'm still surprised, when they came out to say that he's still the man to turn things around at Arsenal. So I think it's difficult for me. It's difficult for the players. They are trying their best. But the main thing about Arsenal is that they've not been able to put a team together, the same thing together for 2-3 seasons. It's like they're always this club that this kind of club that sells their main players out season in, season out. I think that's one of the reasons. But because they can't keep them. It's not because they don't have the money. They have the money, but they can't keep them because these players every top player wants to win something at the end of the season. But they don't. But Arsenal is not a team that wins trophies, so the players keep going.
Never say die spirit with Arsene Wenger. I still want to remain with Arsenal, even in the face.
Yeah, the fans are not happy. The fans are not happy about it. The fans want him out, but he wants to stay put. Let's see how it's going to unfold at the end of the season. But I think his future is very bleak at Arsenal.
Okay.
It's time for him to go.
Well, it's time for him to go, time for him to stay. Only time will tell. We'll get to know if the board will make their decision or will still stick to their man as they always do. What we have on the table as we stand now, especially with the result over the weekend in the EPL, Burnley defeated Everton 2-1. Leicester City played Bournemouth 1-1. Southampton and Stoke settled their score goalless. Swansea defeated West Ham 4-1. Watford were better 1-0 against West Ham. Tottenham defeated Huddersfield 2-0. Liverpool were better against Newcastle. Brighton, against all expectation, defeated the Gunners, Arsenal 2-1 at home. Manchester City defeated Chelsea. Away from that, let's just go to La Liga. At this point in time, we have some matches that were played in the La Liga over the weekend. Olale lost 0-2 to Girona at home. Sevilla picked that 2-0 against Atletico Bilbao. Deportivo La Corona played 1-1 with Elba. Leganes defeated Malaga 2-0, and where we have some Nigerian players in Malaga there. And Real Madrid responded, winning Getafe 3-1. That was on Saturday. Then on Sunday, Levante came out to play 1-1 draw against Espanyol. Barcelona, all the way, Lionel Messi scoring his 600th career goal against Atletico Madrid. Real Sociedad defeated Alaves 2-1, and Valencia also defeated Real Betis 2-0. Looking at all of this, because you say it's 2-horse race, but it's becoming more like Barcelona taking all what it takes for this season now, because as you look at it now, they are like extending the lead one way or the other. If they drop points, they always augment, make up in another game. I keep saying Manchester United, but I'm looking at Barcelona this time around in the La Liga log and La Liga as a whole, because as it stands now, Real Madrid is out of it. It's now between Atletico and Barcelona. Even Barcelona now is leading. They are leading with about 8 points now, which if care is not taken, they keep extending it. But Lionel Messi, there is something about Lionel Messi, that magic about him. What do you think is the makeup of Lionel Messi coming to score when it mattered, when he knew that the victory in that game really means so much to Barcelona, extending the lead and confirming their supremacy in La Liga?
For Lionel Messi, a great player any day, anytime, but fortunately, I'm not one of his fans. But I think he's a great player, fantastic. I think he's one of
But you are a fan of Ronaldo.
I wouldn't want to say that, yeah. But Messi has done a lot for Barcelona. And that's why you hear someone like Pep Guardiola saying that without Messi, he wouldn't have won all those trophies he won at Barcelona. With due respect to the other players, that was what he said. Messi scoring that goal yesterday for Barcelona, giving Barcelona that needed victory. Because if Atletico Madrid had won, it would just be 2 points between them. But winning yesterday put the gap back
4 points.
4 points, I beg your pardon, 4 points between them. But winning yesterday made the gap, I think, is now 6 points between both sides. And I think is a great one for them. 8 points, sorry, I beg your pardon. 8 points is a good one for Barcelona. And unlike in the English Premiership, whereby Man City just need 4 victories, to be champions of the EPL.
They should just give it to Man City. I don't know why they are delaying.
It's still too early.
I don't know why they are delaying.
They need 4 more victories, meaning they need
4 victories.
12 points.
It's done and dusted. They should just.
It's done and dusted. Everybody knows that. But unlike that, in the La Liga, it's still a tight race between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. Just 8 points, anything can happen. So for Lionel Messi, good one for him. He has done so well for Barcelona, and he will keep on doing well. Let's see if he's going to do that for a long time.
Let's see if Lionel Messi will continue to do that for a long time, even though we know he has been doing it. Let's see if he's going to continue the way he's been doing. I think that's a good one coming from you there, and I think Lionel Messi will enjoy it. Why? It's lasting. Last season, Real Madrid won almost everything. But now this time around, do you see them? Even La Liga is gone. Talk about Zinedine Zidane this season. Maybe Champions League. Maybe the other one. Talking about
Copa del Rey. Out of the Copa del Rey already.
Out of Copa del Rey. But do you see them? Do you see them winning a trophy this season, or they will go trophyless?
I think it's going to be difficult for them. They've won Champions League. back-to-back. They won convincingly on Saturday, 3-1. They are coming up to the fold.
No,
but
I'm
it's
talking
late
about
already.
Champions League.
Yes,
now.
it's late already. I'm just trying to, it's late already because Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, they didn't start so well like Barcelona. Barcelona this season, I do not see them as that fantastic side. But they took advantage of the fact that Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid didn't start the season well. They started poorly. And that's what they are paying for right now. But in the Champions League for Zidane, he knows that the only trophy he can win this season is the Champions League. They are out of the La Liga already because they are far behind Barcelona. In the Copa del Rey, they've crashed out already. And Champions League is the only one for them. So they'll play in the second leg against PSG. They won the first leg 3-1. So they will want to see if they can extend it to the next stage, and from there they can take it off. I'll not be surprised if they end up winning Champions League.
We want to talk about the Champions League now preview. We want to talk about Champions League, and it's something when you look at what is happening now. You look at most of the matches that will be played on Tuesday and Wednesday. Liverpool will be engaging Porto, entertaining. I look at that; it's a dead rubber game. Yeah, because definitely. When you look at it, Liverpool went away to Portugal in Porto's home, defeated them 5-0. Now you are coming to Anfield. What magic do you want to do, beating Liverpool, turning 5 goals deficit around?
It's going to be difficult for them. I don't know what the coach will want to tell them before the game. I don't know how he will want to inspire these boys, to turn down the 5-0 deficits. It's going to be difficult for them, very, very difficult. For Liverpool, I think the manager will just try as much as possible to rest some of his best legs. But he might end up putting Salah up in the game so that he can score more goals for the season. I see him dropping some of his key players and trying some fringe players because the 5-0 is not going to, I think they're already through to the next round of the Champions League. It's going to be difficult for Porto to do any magic. So congratulations to Liverpool ahead in the Champions League. They're doing so well in the league and also in the Champions League.
Then on same Tuesday, we have PSG playing Real Madrid. We just talk about Zinedine Zidane now, turning the tide, making the magic, looking things to make glaring, looking beyond the ordinary, extraordinary, playing against PSG, even though they won the first leg 3-1 at home at the Bernabeu. Now they are going away to Paris. They are going to play Paris Saint-Germain, PSG at home. Do you think that something strange can happen in that game? Even though Real Madrid won the first leg 3-1, do you see them losing that game or extending what they did at the Bernabeu, going to PSG again, doing the same at home of PSG?
Difficult one for PSG, I must confess. A difficult tie for them. Real Madrid is a team, they're a traditional Champions League team. They've won it a lot of times in the past. So recently they even won it back-to-back. And they won it 3 times in 4 years. In the first leg, PSG did a lot, even scored first before Real Madrid came back from a 1-goal deficit to win by 3-1. I thought PSG would have given Madrid a big fight. Yes, at the Bernabeu. I was thinking of a draw or even PSG beating them at home, but it didn't happen. And Real Madrid will go to PSG, and I think they do better when they go away. So I'm tipping them to do well.
And on Wednesday, we have Man City playing Barcelona. Looking at what we witnessed with Liverpool. They won 4-0 away from home. Now they are coming back home, playing against Barcelona, another Swiss team, 4-0. Can Barcelona turn the tide against this red hot Man City side?
Barcelona is a great team, champions in the Switzerland League back-to-back. They are the best team in Switzerland, but when it comes to the Champions League, they don't really do well. So a fortnight ago, Man City beat them 4-0 at their stadium in Switzerland. And right now, they're coming back. It's going to be a difficult one for them. Just like we said about Liverpool, I expect Pep Guardiola to put in some French players today. He's going to test them and see, because they're already through to the next round of the game.
Tottenham Juve on same Wednesday.
And that is the most violent game of the day.
That is a very tight game. They played 2-2 at, when they played at the home of Juve in Turin, in Italy. They played 2-2. Do you think Juve turning the tide against this present crop of players at Tottenham? Do you see it happen?
I do not see it happening. I think Juventus will do so well in that game, but Tottenham will end up qualifying. Just like we said earlier, now I'm going contrary on what I've said earlier. for the two of them, if you look at their history, you see that Juventus, they've won Champions League in the past a lot of times. But Tottenham, never. So it's just between that. But I think in this game, because of the way Tottenham plays, they are this side that play attacking football. They give you massive attacking football. So that will be very, very, that will make it so difficult for Juventus, to survive that. So I think Tottenham, if everything goes on, if they stick up to a strong mentality, I think they are going to end up winning the game.
Omar Hassan was one that had the upper hand, defeated our own Haruna Quadri 4-3 in a keenly contested game. But in the end, Haruna Quadri could not stop Omar Hassan. The two players, what will you make up of their rivalry when it comes to playing on the continent and even outside the continent of Africa?
Both of them are the best in Africa, no doubt about that. Talking about Haruna Quadri and Omar Hassan. Omar Hassan, both of them, their rivalry is something that has made Africans so proud in the world of table tennis. And no doubt about that, when both of them met over the weekend, it was the Egyptian, that got an edge over Haruna Quadri. If you remember last year also, they met in the final in Sudan, in Khartoum, in Sudan, where Haruna Quadri defeated him by 4-2. I beg your pardon, I wanted to say 4-2. So Haruna Quadri defeated him 4-2 in Khartoum last season. But this year in Kenya, in Nairobi, it was so unfortunate for Haruna Quadri. Omar Hassan was leading 3-1, and before Haruna Quadri came in, he leveled up at 3-3. So, but at the end of the day, it was the Egyptian that got it 4-3 in the men category. So, but for Haruna Quadri, I think he has done so well because if we follow it very well, you also realize that legendary Segun Toriola crashed out in the first. Yes, crashed out early. And even Funke Oshinaike also crashed out. Both of them crashed out. But Haruna Quadri stayed put, and I think he has done so well.
Offiong Edem, another Nigerian, was able to pick bronze.
Yeah.
She lost in the semi-final to Dina Meshref,
yeah,
the eventual winner, and retained her title. What do you think is the makeup in the women category? Do you think the women folks from the Nigeria ping pongers are doing likewise, pushing the way they're supposed to push like their male counterpart for Nigeria?
Yes, I think they are doing so well too. Funke Oshinaike, as old as she is, she's doing so well in the world of tennis, even though she crashed out early in this competition also. But for Offiong Edem, a fantastic player. She started very young, and right now she's doing so well. Last year also in Khartoum, she lost to Dina Meshref in the final.
Kano Pillars still dictating the pace now with 20 points from 11 games, followed closely by Lobby Stars, 20 points, and with same 11 games. Plateau United, that is on the continent, playing on the continent, on Tuesday playing on the continent, they are on third on the MPFL log now with 18 points, and from 9 games. Eimba, fourth, that's the top 4 now, 17 points from 10 games. And week 11 result, let me just run through it. Atlanta lost at home to Lobby Stars 1-0 at their fortress. Nasarawa United defeated Wiki Tories 1-0. Rivers United played 1-1 draw with FC Ifeanyi. Abia Warriors and Kwara United, the game ended in favor of Abia Warriors. Academy Warriors and Tornadoes played goalless draw. Pillars defeated Go Round 2-0. White Sunshine Stars and Rangers played their game 1-1 draw. It ended. And I'm talking about just one player for Kano Pillars now. His name is Junior Lokosa. He can't stop scoring. He had scored 10 goals in 11 games. Do you see this guy ending this season with Kano Pillars, or the next thing you just hear is out of Nigeria playing professional football? The
thing is, when you hit the form, when you have that mentality, you keep up going, you keep on scoring in almost every game. And that is what happened to the likes. That is what's happening to the likes of Harry Kane and some other top players around the globe. Because once you have that belief in yourself and your teammates also believe in you, you keep on scoring. You score the first goal, second goal.
Now let me take you on this. We had one away victory. Lobby Stars defeated Atlant.
Yes.
Does Atlant were not better on that day?
Yes.
Or what really happened?
Yes.
Because Lobby, this is their second victory back-to-back.
Yes, they won Aqua United in the rescheduled fixture played some few days ago. They won narrowly in Makurdi by a long goal against a rejuvenated Akwa United side. So that they're showing consistency, and no wonder they are second on the log as we speak right now. Going to Owerri to defeat Atlant, not a big surprise to a lot of us. There's something about the CAF Champions League. You have to get results away. You have to get good results away. Once you do that at home, you can build on that and get that result. Okay. Now, MFM will play at home against MC Algiers, and that is an important game for MFM. They need to get the result at home. They need to score as many goals as possible. Unfortunately, they did not recruit very well, and that might be a disadvantage.
But they said that Soccer Temple is a fortress.
Yes, it's a fortress, and no wonder it's a fortress in the NPFL. They win almost all their games, but this is the Champions League, and this is their first experience. Even though they in the preliminary round, they scaled through, got to the first round, but this is the Champions League. Okay. It's very difficult. The easiest of all on paper is going to be the Energy FC team in Benin Republic. That is talking about Enyimba playing against Energy FC of Benin Republic. They're already in Benin Republic, and I think they can get that result. They should get an away victory, because the Benin Republic League, they're not really on. They've not been home for some time.
Something happened just last weekend. The season is going to start by 7th of April. What really happened? Because it's something that has not happened in women football in Nigeria before. It's an unprecedented thing, but it eventually happened yesterday. What really happened? What went on?
Yeah, it was great in the first edition ever of the Nigeria Women Football Champion Shield, where we had the winners of the ITO Cup. That's talking about
Champion Shield.
Cup. Yes, Champion Shield is the first edition. It has never happened before, where we had the winner of the ITO Cup last year. That's talking about Rivers Angels playing against the league champion Nasarawa Amazons. The game was interesting at Agege Stadium. Kudos, we need to give kudos to the board of the Nigeria Women Premier League, headed by Aishat Falode. I think they've done a lot. It was so colorful at the Agege Township Stadium. The game ended 1-1 at the end of regulation time. At the end of regulation time, before it went through
via
penalties, where Rivers Angels won by 4 goals to 3 via penalties. So I think it was a great one, and we need more of these in the women fold. And also the league in the Congress held 2 days ago. Also the league has been concluded to start on 7th of April. Where we're going to have the star match of the day. That's talking about the game between Nasarawa Amazons and FC Robo of Lagos. And after that, 4 days after, other fixtures will unfold in the Nigeria Women Premier League. So everything is going on so well, and we hope that the NWPL board will get a good sponsor for the league.
Well, let's hope, because if for the sake of people that doesn't know, you are the media officer for Osun Babes. Yeah. And I think your team also will have a fair fixture. Where, do you know the opponent you are playing already?
Yes, we know the opponents we're playing. And
which group are you playing? Because we have 2 groups. It's going to be in 2 groups.
Yes, 2 group formats, and we are in Group B of that, and it's a fair draw for us. Unlike the Group A, the Group A seems to be tougher because it has the likes of Delta Queens, Bayelsa Queens, Rivers Angels, Confluence Queens. They are all in that group. But the other group where Osun Babes is, we have Osun Babes playing. We have the likes of Nasarawa Amazons, Pelican Stars, Ibom Angels. That Ibom Angels is the other group. So I think the Osun Babes group is fairer than the other group.
Well, definitely. That's the way we're going to drop anchor today. Watch out for another edition of Sahara Sports Update. Thank you.